Yeah, we hitting it up. Got the Buchanan. Ready to feel numb in case the boys don't get it done. Buchanan always take care of the pain. Oh, here in the valley we go, tenemos una botella de Bucana, carnal. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to Hashtag PBT. Tuesday Night Live, number 30 from the My PBT Network studio, brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men.
30.
IV vitamin infusion therapy, testosterone, COVID test, sermorelin. They got it all, man. You need to get fixed up, they're going to fix you up. You need to start spending a little more quality time with the old lady. You just can't do it, they'll help you do it. And it's all
natural.
Yeah. So Thursday is for women as well, 956-441-2188. It is Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. You need to call him up, man. That should be your New Year's resolution. Is to, after 2020, man, how much shit we've been going through this year. You want to have a quality 2021. So give them a call, sign up, and if you don't have insurance, they'll work with you, man. They've got some plans where you can make monthly payments. If you sign up for a year, low payments, you get the labs, you get the testosterone, you get it all. And you get taken care of, man, and your life is a lot more enjoyable. All right. Also want to thank the law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert. Guy's been doing law for a long time here in the Rio Grande Valley, and DWI expert is his title because he's earned it. If you are ever involved in a DWI or an accident or any type of other legal dealings, well, just give him a call, 956-316-1991. Rene Flores. That guy's going to take care of you, man. Se parece el vato del Buki. Le dicen el Buki. But, man, let me tell you, one of the nicest guys you could ever meet, and that guy will back you up 110%. The law office of Rene Flores, hashtag DWI expert. All right. Once again, I want to remind everybody we're in the middle or the final week of our hashtag or Whiskey D hashtag PBT toy drive, and we've got some people that have donated some money. We're asking awesome. For minimum $10 donation on our Cash App, $ RocknRollJames, and boy, we've had some people, throw in some money to help out the kids from the Edinburg Housing Authority. This Saturday will be the last Saturday at midnight. That'll be the last, which is Sunday morning, right? Sunday midnight. Well, that'll be the last we'll be taking, and then we'll cash out on Sunday. And then Sunday, we're going to go and buy some toys, and we're going to document everything, as you can see, with the kids and all the kids. When they get their toys, I mean, they're just absolutely ecstatic. And
so that's the deadline.
Yeah, that's the deadline this Saturday.
The deadline Saturday up to about what time?
Midnight.
Más o menos.
Yeah, because we're on at 9:00 at night.
Okay, so Saturday after your show.
Yeah,
that's when the deadline would be.
So
everybody,
yeah.
Más o menos.
Yeah, if you're in California, then it's going to be 2 a.m. on Sunday morning over here. But man, you got to help out with the kids, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're also donating a big amount of money to buy toys, and we're going to add whatever you all donate to the pot as well. So we appreciate you all, okay? And we've got some people we need to thank, right, babe?
Yes. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we want to say thank you to Jaime Trevino. He donated $100. Al Del Barrio, he donated $50. Donnie Diaz donated $100. Victor Martinez, $20. Maria Benavides, $20. Rene Luna, $50. We also have Roel Velasquez, who donated $10. Michael de los Santos, $10. Edward Zamora, $10. Thank you so much. Luis Zamora, $25. Aurelio Perez, $20. Jesus, $20 as well. And we have Fernando Ambris, $10. Jose Lara and family, $100.
Damn, it's a lot. That's good.
Raymond Rose, send us some toys. U.S. Mail and More staff here in McAllen, Texas, $100 and a huge box of toys. Edward Cruz, $30. And I just got 2 more about 30 minutes ago. Anthony Gonzalez, $25. And Emilio Garcia, $10. So thank you all so much.
Hell yeah.
That's
man.
todo, man.
Thank you
That's
so much.
awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
And ladies and gentlemen, besides that, we also have a contest going on right now, and it'll be running through Christmas night.
I saw that on your TETERA Tuesday, man. I thought that was a hell of an idea.
Yeah, it's
Gonna be fun, no?
the ugly Christmas sweater contest. And if you can see it, we created a little image there with all of us wearing these ugly sweaters. The one we put on Chaz is the one that says Slayer, and it's SLEIJHER instead of SLY. Yeah. And then Ron's got the reindeer, yeah. And Fish has her on too as well. She's got the wreath, and then Rally's got the entire Christmas, the mantle, todo el pedo, no?
Fireplace.
And then I got one with a sexy Santa on there. Is that a Santa or is that a snowball?
No,
I mean, a
it's
snowman,
Santa,
isn't he?
It's Santa, but he has no top on.
Yeah.
Naked.
I'm naked.
He's naked.
It's like
Yes.
that. What was that Saturday Night Live show with the box, right? That
Oh,
Saturday Night.
Oh yeah, the
in the box.
I don't want to say the word.
I got my in a box.
Yeah.
With
Justin Timberlake,
and
right?
and Sandberg, right?
That's
And,
hilarious.
yeah.
That's probably one of the most popular videos.
Step 1, you get a box. Step 2, you put it in the box. And then they're like dancing with it.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious. But so if you've got any pictures, or if you've got an ugly sweater, put it on, take a picture, and send it. You know, a selfie.
Where though?
Send it to 956
Okay.
641-3241. Post it on our social media or message it to us on our social media. We check it every day, and we'll add it on, and you'll be in the running to win one of 3 prizes, because we're going to have 3 winners. Third prize will be a gift card, and then second place will be $50, and first place will be $100. And if you got Cash App, we'll send you the money right away, or we'll mail you a check. Whatever you need us to do, PayPal it, don't matter. Whatever you need, however you want it, we'll do it. Okay?
Some extra Christmas money.
Yeah,
Come in handy. Buy some
and it'll
gifts.
come in after Christmas, after you spend it. So it'll be a little reimbursement for a
Yeah,
gift you
hell
might
yeah.
have bought. You know,
Or buy a nice bottle for New Year's, with that cash.
yeah.
For the New Year's party.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Cowboys are playing tonight. If you're watching the game and watching us at the same time, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you've given up on the Cowboys and you just decided not to watch it because they're playing the Ravens, the Ravens have.
We're only down 7.
And is it a COVID? Do they
Halftime.
have COVID? Any players out with COVID?
Lamar's back. Their quarterback is back. He was out for a while. They got Ingram back. Des Bryant actually was the ex-Cowboy. He was gonna play tonight.
Really?
Yeah, they signed him 2 weeks ago, but he tested positive right before the game.
Oh,
So
man.
so he's not gonna get to play against his old team, which would have been
Man,
pretty cool to
That
see.
guy's got some
I
luck.
know, he's got some bad luck.
He went with with the New Orleans Saints, and he
tore his Achilles right away.
He tore his Achilles right away.
He was out.
Yeah.
Is your headphones working, Fish?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
We're good.
Can you hear yourself?
Like barely.
Barely? Okay, let me
Yeah.
see here. Let me raise it up a little bit here.
But I do know. There we go. I can hear myself.
Yeah, we're good now.
There we
Yeah,
go.
way
All
better.
right.
Yeah, so he had tore his
Achilles tendon.
Achilles.
and then now he tested positive for COVID.
Right
Man,
before
poor
the
guy can't
game.
get on the field.
Yeah,
Catch
I
a
know,
break.
dude.
Well, he's already 32, so the time is now if he wants to
He's still young.
keep a little run. Well, for NFL, it's not young,
Nah.
but it is what it is.
But then
So-
again, he hasn't been playing, so he's kind of rested
Kinda
up. He
rested.
hasn't,
Yep.
All right.
But anyway, the halftime score 17-10. Ravens are up. Let's see how the second half goes.
Grupiche Cowboys. That Sústame.
ALV.
All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. It's time for Rally's Headline.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you're like 2 for 2. She's
know.
been 2 for 2. The last 2 were really good. So let's see what this one's all about.
Yes. This one's going to be good. So, a California restaurant owner whose tearful video complaining about her patio being closed while a film company shot scenes next door has received over 90,000 in donations from well-wishers after the clip went viral. So her video went viral. I'm going to go ahead and show this.
Yeah, play it.
Yeah,
It's got audio on
yeah,
it,
it
too.
does.
It's the report.
I'm losing everything. Everything I own is being taken away from me. And they set up a movie company right next to my outdoor patio. which is right over here.
Angela Marsden, owner of Pineapple Hill Saloon and Grill, outraged and emotional, posting this video on social media after she saw production tents and tables set up in a parking lot just a few feet from the outdoor dining area she's not allowed to use.
Like, I literally have been punched in the face 10 times over. I have done the dance. I've done everything that they've wanted.
Marsden has owned the bar and grill she calls the Cheers of this Sherman Oaks neighborhood for 10 years. She spent around $80,000 building an outdoor patio and making changes to meet LA's COVID health requirements.
This is dangerous, right? Right here is dangerous. But just walk over there and eat.
People involved in the television production were seen dining under the tents.
Mayor Garcetti and Gavin Newsom is responsible for every single person that doesn't have unemployment, that does not have a job, and all the businesses that are going under. And we need your help. We need somebody to do something about this.
Yeah, so the thing is that indoor dining had been banned for months already in LA County. So, the health officials took it a step further and banned outdoor dining on November 25th, the day right before Thanksgiving, to quote, to reduce the possibility for crowding and the potential for exposure.
Well,
So-
all they need to do is, restaurants have been open here indoors.
Yeah.
In the Rio Grande Valley, and we've gone to go eat. We've showed you videos. We were at Denny's. We were in our own little table. Everybody's kind of separated. I don't understand why LA is going this far by stopping these young entrepreneurs that have created business. It's like they want to make more poor people or something. I don't know what the hell's going on.
The thing that doesn't make any sense here is that exactly what they said she couldn't do, that movie company just did.
Yeah.
It's like, you can have a restaurant, but you can't have your $80,000 outdoor dining. But we're going to set up tents anyway and have all these people eat outside.
Right next to yours.
Yeah.
What, like, that's the whole issue right there.
Yeah, it's like they were, it's like that saying, rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah.
That's not fair. That's completely not fair at all.
That sucks.
Yeah, a lot of these elected officials, like Gavin Newsom, was found, to be being at a birthday party at some place called English Laundry or something, or something like that, a restaurant like that.
A restaurant.
But he had told everybody no indoor dining, everybody's closed, and then they're over here having a party. And the thing about it is, those elected officials don't realize that there's people with cameras and phones everywhere. And if there's people working at that restaurant that have friends that have restaurants, because like around here, all the bartenders know each other, all the cooks know each other, and if something's going on in somebody else's, they're gonna give everybody the heads up, and so, but they do it, and then they just come on and say, we're sorry, I shouldn't have done it, and this and that, and then they go on
after the fact.
And next time I'll be more careful. Careful that you don't get caught, dude. The thing about it is, like, I don't understand why it's in California like that. Here in Texas, we've been able to go to the restaurants. We've
Maybe
been
because
fine.
of the cases. Maybe there's more cases in California.
Sherman Oaks, I don't know. Isn't that the place where the Cowboys used to practice?
No, the Cowboys were in Oxnard, California. I don't know if that's close to Sherman Oaks, maybe, but I know for sure it was Oxnard.
I think back in the day, it was Sherman Oaks where they used to go, do their spring practice.
So then they gave that lady $90,000, Riley?
Yes. So I'm assuming it was just donations.
It was like a GoFundMe.
Yeah, it was it didn't specify GoFundMe, but it did say that she has received over $90,000 in donations from well-wishers after the clip went viral. And so what's really ironic is that LA Mayor Garcetti, who days ago announced a one-time payment of $800 to food industry, he had been urging residents to support restaurants by ordering the meals and doing the delivery or pickup curbside, but said that the restrictions were necessary to reduce the virus's spread. So again, rules for thee, not for me, right?
So then
I feel so bad for her.
So then when are we going to do something like that so we can raise that kind of cash? When are we going to have a PBT?
I mean, if we did raise that kind of cash, I mean, I'd send a little bit to her, to help her out. And any other business. What we were doing, ladies and gentlemen, is there were some mom and pops around here.
Yes.
And, all these drive-thrus were capable of staying open, like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Jack
Those
in the
national
Box.
Big
franchises.
companies.
Yeah, and then these other mom and pops, all they could do was curbside, which is a lot more like, chinga, you got to go to the curb. It's a little more tedious than just going through a drive-through and getting your shit and getting out, right? So, we were trying to go to the mom and pop and doing the curbside at least twice a week, or 3 times a week just to help them out. Plebe is another place. They're outdoors.
Yeah. Shout out Tacos Plebe.
Yeah, and the food is good. And they're doing, as long as there's certain rules like that. But this young lady, she went ahead. They said no indoor dining, so she created an outdoor patio.
And spent 80 grand.
I mean, she put money into it.
80 G's is a lot.
Investment.
Yeah.
And, the little money that she had, because she's got no revenue coming in. So they say no outdoor either. And then they put that big old movie company that the mayor gave them permission to be able to put those tents up and feed, the people that are working or the celebration they're having. I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
but
somebody on the chat is actually from San Diego. Is it, how do you say?
Malco Rub.
Malco Rub. People in restaurants in San Diego are pissed that Newsom is shutting us down. It's takeout only now here. Is there, maybe you could kind of inform us of why California is doing that?
Senor Rudo says, I think curbside is more convenient than drive-through. Personal preference, I guess. Curbside.
Yeah, I like curbside.
Well, you call it, and they come out and they bring you the food and stuff. But it's not as convenient as just driving up and getting it out the window. There is a mom and pop's restaurant that we like to go to, SPNT's. They have a little window that they've had from the kitchen for a long while already, even before COVID, for people that in the morning just want to go pick up some tacos and leave. They have to wait inside or take up space inside the restaurant. But we were using that as well. But, I have friends that got like Costa Mesa, they
had to shut down completely.
Yeah,
right?
and then you had like I freak out because we go to Taco Palenque. And the parking lot is dead. Back in the day, we used to go around midnight, and it was packed. There was nowhere to park. The line was, and now they're closing at 1 on Saturday and then at 11 on weekdays. And we went about 11:30 last weekend, right? Last Saturday after we finished the show.
Yeah.
And there was no cars in the parking lot. It was like
the line though? How was it? The
3
line?
cars,
like
dude.
2-3 cars.
Really? Yeah, it's because they were getting a lot of nightlife.
Everybody goes to Taco P after the bars.
Yeah.
It's either Whataburger or Taco P. So, Taco P was always packed.
Hell yeah.
Why lie?
Always. And it didn't matter which Taco P you went to. If it was the one on 10th or the one over there by the expressway on Cherry, it was always packed. Like, always packed.
How would you know?
Food is so
like,
good.
how would you know? Did they like friends told you or
About what?
about why was Taco Palenque?
No, it was all the times that me and you would get drunk. We'd go there afterwards.
Don't throw me under the bus. Don't throw me under the bus.
Oh, that's right. I was driving you because you were drunk. I had to take you to get tacos at 3 in the morning.
Did Ronnie fall in front of the door like he did running in that race the other night?
I've seen Ron fall a couple of times.
Hey,
That's for another show.
No le muevas, carnal. No le muevas.
Well, yeah. After taking 2 weeks off, hey.
Hey,
I
Ron.
was taking the safe
Ron,
route.
do I have to help you with the comebacks or what? At least I don't have to call an ambulance when I'm hungover. Oh, sorry, mija. Sorry, mija. I just like, give me time.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
The boys get together. You know what I'm saying?
My friends still don't let it go either. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was a one-time thing. Never again. But
Yeah.
I had never called 911 in my life, so there's a first time for everything.
Why lie? No, hombre. Well, that was a good one, Raleigh.
Thank
That was a
you.
really good headline.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we wish the best of luck, man, to everybody in California and New York. And I saw this show called Valuetainment. I highly recommend you all watch it. It's an Iranian American guy that's an entrepreneur, and he's all into the sports, and he's all into politics, and he's all into
Business.
culture and all that. And his interviews are just absolutely amazing. And they were talking about the different states, New York, California, Texas, and Florida, and the difference in the economy during COVID. And it seems that I didn't realize this, but he broke down all the COVID age groups and, the mortality rate and everything. And the biggest mortality rate was between the 65 and 85 or 70 and 85-year-olds, which is a smaller population of the United States of America. There's a smaller group. So the more die, the worse it looks. But they were the ones that were, if you went down to teens and kids and young adults, it was very like 0.0 whatever, right? And so he mentioned about the bailout, the COVID relief money. Yeah. And out of all the states, California and New York took the biggest chunk of that relief.
The most.
And Texas and Florida, they were like, and so he compared them as kids, right? He was like, okay, California and New York are the kids like, hey, dad, muchate con una feria, no he apurado acá, man, I need some, help, man, y esto, el otro. And then he said Texas and Florida were the kids like, no, dad, I'm cool. I mean, but if you want, no hay pedo, pero pues if you want. So, it was like, I had never thought of it that way, as a state, as kids, asking for money from their parents. But
I think Cali and New York are, to me, like it might be stupid because I'm kind of young too, I guess, but I feel like Cali and New York, there's a lot more millennials and there's a lot more younger kids trying to, do their thing and be on their own and be independent. So I think that's why maybe they wanted like, oh yeah, we'll take the free money, to where Texas and Florida maybe were a little bit.
Well, I'm thinking this was COVID relief. So it was given to the states for COVID, related issues.
I thought it was coming from the younger generation.
Yeah, no. This is COVID relief. They were giving, like when they were giving everybody $1,000 or something, $1,200. So it was a relief, and then there was still a chunk besides getting the check to everybody. There was still a chunk of money for states to take, depending on the size of COVID problems they have, and so and. They shut their economy, and then he also has a show. Valuetainment is the name of VALUE-tainment, like entertainment, but value in the beginning. And he also talks about Disney World in California and Disneyland in Florida, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, how the one in California had to, lay off like 25, 30,000, I don't know how many thousands of employees.
Damn.
And Florida didn't, and they're still, moving along. So, but
it's really interesting.
I really, I don't know what's going on in California, if the COVID is really that bad, or if they can't survive the COVID without some sort of restrictions in the restaurants, like 6 feet apart, only
here,
a quarter of the place,
Here in the valley, everywhere I've been going, I've been seeing the banners hang outside the restaurant that says like, dine in open, or come in, we're open. So it's kind of the totally opposite here in the valley from what I'm seeing. They're kind of welcoming us into the dining room again.
And there's a lot of Californians moving to Texas.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan moved out here.
He did.
Yeah, he's in Austin.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that why he's doing? Is he gonna? You saw that he's gonna do a show with Chappelle?
Oh no, I didn't know.
Because Chappelle's there for like what is it called when they when they go to Vegas and they do it for a long time? Residency.
Oh yeah.
It's Chappelle's doing like a short residency.
Where?
But like
in
at
Austin.
But at what place?
At Stubbs. And Joe Rogan's actually going to come out and do a stand-up with him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was living in Austin, though.
Well, Joe Rogan's going to love Texas, man.
We should get tickets and do a PBT show there at Stubbs with them.
Yeah, right. He's $100 million, man. I mean, maybe I would have caught him when he was barely getting there.
No, we can just do it outside in the parking lot.
By the dumpster.
We'll put a cutout of him. Hey, all right.
Oh, my God.
But,
bro.
Yeah. But let me tell you, they're all moving to Texas. And speaking of Joe Rogan, they're already purging all his shows from YouTube.
Yep.
And because they want everybody to go to Spotify. So apparently we were watching a YouTube.
Can they do that?
Yeah. They can take they can just delete their account.
Yeah, they're slowly chipping away from his entire library.
Yeah.
Because so who owns his library?
Spotify. Him and Spotify. So now you'll have to go over there if you want to see any old school.
That's talking about exclusivity.
Yeah,
that's exclusive.
Well, that was the plan, and by January they shouldn't have anything on his channel here. I think
That's
crazy. They're like phasing it all out, but not a lot of. I mean, a lot of people were, they were not happy with that because well,
I'm not gonna follow him to to
Yeah.
Spotify. I mean, I'm not a Spotify guy, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rally's
Thank you.
Rally's news headlines.
Thank you.
Boy, that was a good little discussion there, man. A lot of stuff going on in the world.
Senor Rudo said they sold out in less than 30 seconds.
Oh, and he didn't buy us any?
I'm
He
guessing
didn't
the
think
tickets.
of us?
¿Qué onda, señor Rudo? ¿Te sales,
The
bro?
tickets for what?
I'm
Mochate,
guessing the tickets for
carnal.
Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
Hombre.
Wow.
But Stubbs is a small joint. It's not a big joint.
Yeah, like
What I want to know is how they're going to keep everybody 6 feet apart.
they're not. There's no way.
It's Texas.
I mean, I'm sure if you go down 6th Street right now in Austin on a Saturday night or after a game, nobody's 6 feet apart.
I haven't
And bars
se-
are open.
I haven't researched any of that. I remember going to 6th Street and estaba hasta el tronco
Oh
de
yeah,
gente.
even up to recent.
Hell yeah, man.
And even now when you go to 6th Street, it's like.
And do they have
insane.
masks and stuff? I mean,
Well, I
they're not-
haven't gone recently. I mean, I haven't gone to 6th Street.
Well,
in years.
what are they
I
doing in
haven't gone in
6th
a
Street if
minute.
all the bars are supposed to be closed? I mean, that's all 6th Street is. It's bars.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I don't think
It's a
they
lot of money.
I don't think they are closed.
Can they? But in 6th Street, you can drink in the street, right? Maybe
No.
maybe they can get beer.
No, you
No,
can't.
you
No,
can't.
you can't.
It's not like Vegas. Like it's
Yeah,
there's
or,
cops
New
everywhere. You can't.
Orleans.
Yeah.
I haven't been to 6th Street in decades, but
Well, they have like 2 6 now. It's like you go to Dirty Six or you go to the
A little more uptown.
uptownish.
And then there's
Yeah.
5th Street. You don't want to go over there.
take me to the Dirty Six. That's where I want to be. All right. So anyway, let's see what's next, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break because we got Felicia Celebrity News.
back.
We're
She's
gonna
back.
talk about the Selena, the series coming up in a bit. Okay. So don't go anywhere.
Show's on fire.
With fall season and flu season coming up on us, Dr. T's Primary Care is offering flu vaccines to help keep you safe this flu season. Call us at 956-441-2188 to schedule your appointment. Also, take advantage of all the immune-boosting treatments Dr. T's Primary Care has to offer, from vitamins, supplements, immune-boosting injections, IV infusions, and we still offer COVID testing as well. So call 956-441-2188 today to schedule your flu vaccine with Dr. T's Primary Care.
About 3 years ago, I was set at a $300,000 bond for 3 crimes. From one day to another, I went from being, a coach, knowing a lot of parents, people around the whole PSJ area, McAllen, Edinburg, around the whole valley. From one day to another, I lost all of that. I went to jail for 21 days, and my family met Mr. Flores, and he helped us out. He helped me out to reduce my bond from $300,000 to $50,000. I was back at home, and I went to court for about a year. But Mr. Flores would always tell me, I got it. I would call him all the time, like I'd be freaking out. Mr. Flores, 2, 3 in the morning, I'd call Mr. Flores, and Mr. Flores would answer my phone calls, and he'd be like, hey bro, like, chill out. It's gonna be all right, just leave it up to me. I don't know what he saw in me that he believed that, what I was telling him, and little by little, the things started coming out. I recommend Mr. Flores because he doesn't see you as money. He saw me as a family member or as a brother or as, so he treats you like with heart. And nowadays, that's, especially in that world, that's very hard to find.
Selena. If we go out there and give it everything that we've got, we can make this happen. Now or never.
That's why I'm living it up to you.
It's about love. How you had it and then you lost it.
It feels like there's a fist around your heart. Well, I don't want that.
If you stand around and wait for what you want, you're gonna be waiting your whole life. You have to go and get it.
Are you guys ready to stop? Baila esta cumbia un ritmo, ritmo sin igual. Nadie se quede sentado. On the road with Selena y Lodino.
The traveling, the hot, the cold. She needs a break, Abraham. Can't like him. I mean it, Dad would freak out.
You don't want to be called difficult. Lots of bands are difficult, some impossible. They still get records made. Because they sell records.
We might really need a different drummer. There's no Beatles without Ringo. And there's no Selena without Suzanne.
All I wanted was a song good enough.
So write a song.
Como me duele, como el amor, con tanto amor, me diste tú.
When I think about being on stage, and you on the bass and Suzette on the drums, nothing else matters.
Selena.
Y los vinos.
The trailer.
What?
How does the trailer affect you when you watch that? What's the first thing you think?
You know why how the trailer affected me? I haven't even been able to watch it.
Is that why you put your glasses on?
Yeah, man. I can barely get through the trailer because a lot of those scenes remind me of that era, and I was in the mix of all that, and seeing them sleeping in the bus. People don't realize the sacrifices that musicians do, and they were family, but. Even if you think, for a lot of fans, they just see the stardom. They see that's all that's visible to them. But we have a band, and we have minimal gigs compared to what she was going through with her family when they were kids, and their dad was driving them around and trying to get them at the gigs and trying to put them in shows, and nobody wanting to pay because they were nobodies yet, and everybody back then the word was exposure.
Which meant free.
Yeah, so you try to get yourself into any type of shows in front of other bands that have already been established in order to be able to get some exposure with an audience and maybe have them, buy your record and stuff like that. So the beginnings is one of the most toughest parts of a career. And
that's what's going to make or break you, right? That's either going to break your will to keep going or it's just going to break your will to give up and just stick with it. Because a lot of the series, she was still in high school, and a lot of people didn't know that I think she won her first TMA when she was still in high school.
Yeah.
And she was
young.
super young. She didn't even, go to high school. She didn't finish it. She got her degree in the mail. And that was pretty cool. To be honest, I didn't know that. She didn't even finish high school. So, and the part one was early Selena, which was cool because I didn't know a lot. A lot of it happened before I was born. I was born in 88, and they stopped the first series in 91. Fish wasn't even born.
So. A lot of people, the reactions were, because I asked on my social media, I haven't been able to watch it. What do you all think? And there was a lot of positive comments, and then there were some negative comments.
Well, Fish saw it. What did you think?
Is that gonna be my celebrity segment?
I know.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
that's why I kind of tried to segue.
It's time for Felicia's celebrity segment. There we go. Yes, and let's start it with this beautiful song. There we go. Sorry, Fish. We got a little.
No,
it's
you're
that
good.
he asked me a question.
No, you're good.
He asked me, "Hey, why'd you put your glasses on, Dad?"
Oh, Ron, why do you have your glasses on?
I've had them on the whole time. I'm surprised the producer didn't give you that look, Dad. To the script.
Yeah, right. What happened over there?
I was waiting for you guys.
No, she was looking at you.
Yeah, I was like, well, when are you guys gonna give her the mic?
Yeah.
No, but so last night I was editing a video, and at 4 a.m. actually this morning at 4 a.m. I said I'm gonna watch one episode of the series because everybody's been talking about it, and I want to know what everybody's talking about. No, but I stayed up till 9 a.m. watching the whole series, so I didn't get much sleep. But I will say I saw a lot of negative comments about it, about the costumes, about the wigs, and a lot of people were saying it's not like the movie, whatever. What people need to understand, the people that were hating on it, is that The movie is a biopic. It's about Selena. It's about her as a musician, as an artist, as an individual. The series is about Selena y los Dinos, which is about, you know, Selena, A.B., Suzette, Ricky,
Chris,
Joe,
Pete.
Chris, Pete, Marcela, her mom, and A.B., her dad. And what is so awesome about this series that I just ultimately like loved it was that they dig deeper into their personal lives, and they show you how every single person had an impact on their growth and their success as a band together. And it shows you how A.B., the father, you know, from the very beginning, they struggled financially. They struggled like anybody else has. And, you know, like they said, you know, they went from peach cans to big lights, you know? And it's just like, wow, like you're able to see all their struggles, their wins, and their losses together. I learned so much from this series more than I did from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that A.B. had a family when he was on the road starting up early.
Yeah.
You know, I never knew he had a baby with Vanjie. I think that was the wife's name. We ended up having 2. I never knew, you know, that Selena didn't finish, like she didn't go to public school. She ended up being homeschooled. You know, and then while she was in high school, she won her first award. So that to me, I mean, the whole series is just awesome. I think it's awesome. I love how, forget about the wigs, forget about the costumes.
And
I think the story is just great. It's amazing. And I can't wait for part 2 because I just want to learn more about their family. And I want to learn more about the half that I know, which is the Selena in the 90s. You know, I didn't know her in the 80s. Like Ron said, we weren't even born yet. And to be honest, I didn't know anything about her 80s music.
Yeah.
And only her hits in the 90s. So that's the upcoming part 2, I'm assuming, you know, her life with Chris and all that. But it's just so interesting to see the story, how they grew up, you know, go into detail about each of their lives. And I think the best, honestly, people want to talk bad about the costumes, but the best one was Marcela. I think the mom, she looked like, I would see her and she looked like the mom, dude. It was crazy to me. I was like, wow, they did a great job with Marcela. Like, she looked just like her mom.
A lot of people were hating on the costumes.
Yeah.
That, she didn't dress like that and all that
She
stuff.
did.
Back in the 80s, it was a lot different.
They put up like all the pictures of what she actually wore in her hair to the show, what came out in the series. It's like identical stuff.
But that goes back to the big time movie biopic.
Yeah.
That's the Selena that we got introduced to.
Yeah.
That's the Selena we thought was Selena always.
All the after como la flor stuff. And they also go into it where they had the first bass player and the guitar player, I think, was a guy and a girl. And I want to say that they were like
Roger.
Before them.
When they were Southern Pearl.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was, before Selena and those Dinos, they were called Southern Pearl.
Yeah.
When she was a little girl singing, I didn't know that.
And
They
I
were
didn't
called
even
Southern
know
Pearl.
Roger. They talk about Roger, how he was the first guitar player.
But he quit.
Because of family issues.
Yeah, because he had just had a baby. So he quits. And then that's why they go out and look for a guitar player, which ends up turning into Chris.
Yeah.
Where in the movie, I don't know, I forgot
And
how they
show
came
you
up
how
with
they
Chris.
he was playing with Shelly Lares.
Yeah.
Yes.
And AB goes and sees him.
Yeah, he was playing with,
Yeah.
and see, that was cool, man, that they incorporated, artists like Shelly Lares.
It was real. The Shelly Lares for real, right? She was playing herself, or it was an actress?
I think it was an actress because it was like the younger.
Yeah, because Shelly Lares was little when I met her. She
Yeah.
was like 15 years old. And she was really, really small.
it was really cool how they.
So she was Shelly Lares, and then they also talk about, what was that other? There was something else that was. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of factual evidence like that. I was just talking to you right now. You have a video on YouTube with AB. Because you come out on the Tecno Cumbia song.
Yeah.
And you're in the studio with him, and he's telling you a story. He's like, hey, Rock, he goes, Como la Flor, man. He goes, we were in Bryan, Texas, and I was taking a shower, and Como la Flor just came to me. So I ran out of the shower, and I had a keyboard, and I started, messing with the keyboard, and I wrote Como la Flor.
Yeah.
And in the series, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
He comes out of the shower, he's in a towel, and he's with Como la Flor, and then Pete Astudio comes in
And Ricky.
and Ricky, and they write Como la Flor. So I feel this series is very
to the point, like,
to the
T.
point, and like a lot of they talk about Suzette and how like kind of her like how her relationship gets created with the guy that she starts dating, and I don't know, man. I just really have nothing but good things to say about it. Nothing but good things.
What were the parts that made you want to cry?
Oh my God, I cried. I cried.
I didn't cry, but I got the little goosebumps and the knot.
I think a lot of when they were growing up made me emotional because
You're crying. What the?
I'm an emotional person. It's so beautiful. Their childhood. It's so pretty, and then she didn't even get to make it.
Yeah, that is sad, bad. Boy,
I always cry on this show.
I don't even know I'll be able to see that show. I mean,
I always cry. No, but you know what? It was a
the
beautiful...
movie's a lot different for me. I was able to see the movie, and there was no issue for me with the movie. I don't know why, but when I saw the trailer of this, and I saw them as kids,
yeah, that's where it hits you when they're kids because. It's so sad. My cousin was telling me, Aaron, she goes, Fish, they didn't really have a childhood. And I'm like, dude, all that work, that's what's sad. All that hard work that, they all went through. Like their dad put a lot of pressure on AB, and AB had to write hits, man. AB's life was writing songs and making Selena he helped build Selena tremendously. They all did, but I mean, it's just all that hard work, and then it's like what's gonna happen, and it's just like, damn, dude, like it makes you sad seeing them as kids struggling and finally getting somewhere, and then knowing the outcome, man. It's just like, like that hits you in the heart, like it makes you sad, and that's why I cried, because I mean, it's a beautiful story, and all that, but I'm just an emotional person as it is, but I cried because it's like you see all the struggles they went through, and growing up, everything was to them, to Mr. Q. It was about them. It was always about them.
Yeah.
No matter what, it was about Selena y los Dinos and their music.
Mr. Quintanilla gets a bad rap, man. I always think, what would have become of them without him?
Yeah.
Really,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people that it's money and this and that, and
that
you know what?
He was super mean and he was all this stuff.
Man, let me tell you, when I have nothing but great things to say about him because he treated me awesome every time. It was weird because I was telling Ralph because I'd go to everywhere I'd be in the studio, or we'd be out at a backstage concert or whatever, or somewhere having dinner or something. And I'd be with them, right? And Mr. Q would be there. And then Mr. Q wanted, Mr. Quintanilla wanted to go do something or go somewhere. And he'd say, Rock, go with me. So órale. Yo me iba con él y me iba en el Porsche de él o lo que sea. Y I was his like side guy there. Yeah. And the rest of the band would always tell me, hey, Rock, Mr. Q, man, it's shocking that he's like, he's accepted you like that. And I go, why do you say that? He goes, because you got long hair and tattoos, and he's old school, and he's not like, he doesn't accept that, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think we all know he didn't accept that with.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he kind of treated you as like a member of the band. I mean, he could have said, hey, we have to go do this. All right, Rock, we'll see you later. Or we'll meet up with you later. It was like, no, man, come with us. Vente, Kyle, come on, let's go.
But if he needed to go, we're in the studio, he needed to go to the store, he wanted to go to the store, go meet with somebody or something, he'd always tell me, ve conmigo, if I wasn't doing anything with the TV show with Puro Tejano.
Yeah.
And so, I've always had the utmost respect for him because I always saw how he was, he was always watching over his kids, man,
Yeah, he was super.
And then, there was a moment after the murder, where, I went to the studio and he was there, and I stopped by, and he was at Q Productions, and he said, let's go into the studio para que oigas la canción que vamos that we're going to release. And so I went into the studio with him and read the studio guy, the engineer. he turns on the song and it's tú solo tú. And I'm there, and then she just breaks down, bro. You know, bro, that hit me bad, bro.
And that was after she passed?
I could imagine, dude. I could imagine what he went through, you know, because
hearing
his
your
family
voice
was his life, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And so, like I said, you know, a lot of people have their preconceptions or preconceived notions about Mr. Quintanilla. Man, that guy, I have the utmost respect for him and what he went through, him and his wife, you know, and his kids, the struggle going to where they were getting to and then tasting it and then it being taken away from them.
Getting there too.
And that's one thing that you see like in the series is that like there was times where his wife would say, Abraham, they're just kids, Abraham.
Yeah.
But it was like he knew what he had, and he knew that his kids had talent, and he knew they were going to be stars one day. He believed in them so much, and he was strict with them. He was, and there was times during the series where I'm like, when AB is young, and I'm just like, man, pobrecito AB, like he had a lot of pressure on him at such a young age. But it was like, look at what they became. I mean, it was like, wow.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand how bloodthirsty the music industry is. You know, and to have somebody like Mr. Quintanilla to look over them and having to go deal with these sharks in the music industry that are out to just you know, use the artist as much as possible and leave them broken out in the street, you know. And he made sure that his kids weren't going to be taken advantage of, because you just think of all the artists that have lost everything because the record label screwed them over, or the record industry or the promoter. Mr. Quintanilla would go to the promoter and he'd kick his ass if he didn't comply with what he promised.
Because I mean, I don't know how true it is to a real life, but her first deal is with a CBS. You know, CBS was huge at the time. I think they signed Freddie Mercury, didn't they? When Freddie Mercury went solo, was it CBS? Anyway, so they're the first ones who kind of bring a deal to her, and then the new guy from EMI, the Latin division, he sits down with them.
Jose Bejar is his name.
Yes, yeah. And then he tells them, hey, CBS is gonna sign everybody just to keep them, and then if they blow up, they look great. But if not, nobody else gets to.
They put them in a drawer, and they just pick up.
They put them in a drawer. So she's performing, and then he says, nobody's gonna put my daughter in a drawer because I know she's great and she's gonna be the number one. And she's gonna do all this. So that's why he goes with EMI, and then they kind of start putting their little twist on her, like that photo shoot in the album cover.
Yeah,
she's in the desert, and she's wearing in the desert and all that stuff. Like a thing on her head.
Like he hates it. So anyway, they dropped the first album and all that stuff, and then he says, "All right, man, second time around, we're gonna have a lot more creative control." And that's, I mean, I like the series because I feel like all that stuff actually did happen, man.
And I think
a lot of it did, bro.
And the biggest sad part was that most of it revolved. She wanted her crossover album. She wanted her English album. She wanted her English album. And it's like, oh man, like she could have had that. Well, it did come out,
toward the end.
She could have had that freaking English album, and she could have been alive to see it, you know. And
well, she did. She did.
And perform
Missing My Baby, right?
Yeah, that was off the Entre Mi Mundo.
But they were just like English songs that would come out along with her Tejano album.
Missing My Baby, she sang that song so good, man.
Yeah.
And then,
hell yeah.
You know, but that English album she released, I mean, when I hear it, I get chills, you know. And they played it on English radio and Tex-Mex radio. And, I mean, they played everywhere. It was a big, huge crossover hit. And she was never able to perform them, you know. It's just a sad thing.
I just think overall, if you haven't seen the series and, you know, you're iffy because you're following what everybody's saying on social media, ignore it and just watch it, because I was a little iffy, but I saw it and I'm like, wow, I learned so much.
I mean, and it's great. Netflix, man. Some of the stuff on Netflix is like way worse than that stuff.
No, this was great.
People want like Oscar nominated, you know, actors to play them, or you know, somebody else said, okay, good luck trying to find somebody that looks exactly like Selena and can act You know, it's like Selena was one of a kind. Like, you're not going to be able to go find a clone of her who can act like an Oscar-nominated actress either. Like, come on, man. You know?
I think with indie artists, I say indie artists because they're not really well-known, like on Netflix, it makes it a little bit more realistic. It's not like you're seeing I mean, don't get me wrong, Jennifer Lopez did great, but Jennifer Lopez was a big star, and it's like, oh, it's J-Lo. You know? It's like this one, it's kind of like, it's Selena.
It kind of could have been her,
it's pretty cool.
All the mannerisms of a younger girl.
Yeah, how she acted when she was younger.
When she was a teenager, you know,
really
and like she never really had a boyfriend, and you know, he got into like her personal life like that. She was in high school, and you know, she would see boys.
She couldn't have a boyfriend.
And she couldn't have a boyfriend, and then at the end when it gets into the the whole Chris situation, I thought it was cool because that went through a couple episodes to where in the movie it's kind of like, oh, they like each other, they kiss on the bus, and then somebody catches them. No, this one, it's like 2 or 3 episodes where they really struggle keeping it from everybody. You know, keeping it from her dad and keeping it from the family, and, you know, how much they want to be together, but they can. And then, you know, Abraham hires a bodyguard to watch over her, but to keep an eye on her. And then in the very end, man, when she just breaks out and tells her dad, she's like, but I love him. And then, you know, her dad's all pissed off, and then she's looking at him through the window because he fires him and, you know, tells him to call somebody.
You told him
well, I mean, they're gonna see
alert,
it. And then she looks at him. She looks at him, and he's just standing there, Dad, like with like a look on his face. And then they just play like "Como la Flor," and it's just like, man, like, won't be just chills. I thought, gacho bad.
I was told by a friend that at the beginning she couldn't get into the characters, the cast. But as she, you know, and that was just after the first 2 episodes.
Same.
And then as she started, it seemed like the characters or the cast ended up evolving into the character.
Yeah, I saw,
They evolved during the entire. By the time you get to number 9, it's like they won you over.
I saw behind the
That's
scenes. Just
the nail on
today.
the head right there, man.
Yeah, today I was watching behind the scenes, and they're talking about when they're singing. Was it? Oh my God! One of her, was it La Carcacha? I think they're performing it, and they had to perform in front of an actual crowd.
Yeah.
And AB, the guy that plays AB, he's like, it almost feels like we're actually them and we're playing. You know, we're feeling the energy, and it's like it's natural to us now. Like, you know, it became natural to them. It was the last scene or something like that they were doing.
When I first saw it, I was like, chinga. I was like, one, the girl's way too skinny. She's not as dark complected as Selena was. She's a little bit. Got you bad. I was like, man, like she's like a 2021 girl nowadays who wants to be Selena, like super small waist, but like a really fake butt, and you know, a little bit more flat, and you know, the wig was bad and the hair, and then
she kind of sounded like her though.
No,
when she
yeah.
talked.
By the time you knew it, you were crying.
And like the 3rd, 4th episode, like none of that even mattered.
That's what I'm saying.
None of that even mattered because the story was so good.
Yeah, forget the wigs, forget the costumes. The story is what gets you.
And they incorporated a lot of local artists. Like La Mafia came out when she won her first award, and La Mafia presented it to her. David Mares came out, I think it was. Or maybe that was a clip.
They talk about Harlingen, Texas.
Yeah, they talk about Harlingen. Johnny Canales comes out a lot.
That was the one, Harlingen, Texas, Johnny Canales.
I heard that there's also like the directors from El Dorado. That's El Dorado, Texas.
El Dorado,
and then there's somebody here
from
in the Valley that's a writer or something like that as well. So there was a lot of Texas people involved in the project. So
and people were saying stuff like, you know, that they filmed in Matamoros and that there was mountains, or like they were in Harlingen and Harlingen didn't look like Harlingen and they should have filmed in Corpus or San Antonio. But
it don't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, and they're like that they filmed in Cali and they filmed in Mexico. Like maybe it was easier for production there. Because
people
a lot of
understand
I mean, they don't understand the business side. Like a lot of studios are over there in Cali, so it's easier to film.
Yeah, and it's all budgets, you know, depending on the budget. If they have a huge budget, they can go anywhere in the world. If they don't, they'd have to stick to a certain location and try to make the best of it and just say a nice, compelling story. So there's a lot of things that come into play when they create projects like this. But I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Everybody should watch it. We need to get you on there.
I saw the trailer.
I know they wanted to put Danny McBride as dad.
I saw that. That was hilarious. Man.
I should have given Rally the picture so she could put it on.
Oh, man.
We'll put it on our social media after this.
We need to really try to get you on there because you were. I mean, let's not say a massive part of her life or a huge part, but you spent a lot of time with her. And the show, 92, and especially the show Puro Tejano. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, you were on location with her a lot. You know, and Puro Tejano was a show that was one of a kind as well. You know, I mean, you had MTV and you had all that stuff, you know, for the rock and the disco, but I mean, to have a show for Tejano music like that,
it's gonna be interesting to see the behind the scenes stuff of the making of the last No Me Queda Más video, you know, when they were there, because that took a lot of work. I mean, it was, and the guys from Puro Tejano are the ones that did it.
Sean and
Diego. I mean, those guys did an absolutely fabulous job with the video. I still remember
Summit Productions.
Yeah, Summit Productions.
I was telling Alyssa, you would take us. It was on 10th Street and Nolana, where the chicken place is now. Chicken place wasn't there, but it was across the street, right?
I think it was on McCall over there in Alberta or something like that.
Yeah, I just remember going, and it was like Sean.
Yeah, they moved around. I think when they were there for a little bit, and then they moved over there.
Yeah, but if AB's listening and Mr. Quintanilla, we need to get this man an appearance on the Netflix series part 2.
Called Danny McBride, dude.
No, we need to get you on there. We need to get your acting skills. We need to bring you full circle, man. Let's do it. Why not?
They'll dress you up like you used to look.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't you want your long
280 pounds with a chipped tooth and one tattoo and long hair?
Dad, for real though, like I was watching the interviews, he like, pues, did you brush your hair a veces o no? Porque
I was watching him with Alyssa last night.
I have Dad's hair, dude. Like me and Dad have the same hair, and I would see Dad's hair in the interviews, and it was like, Dad.
I told her, I was like, man, like obviously they had no. No, they had no budget. Yeah, they had no budget for hair and makeup because, man, pobrecito. I mean, you killed it.
Hair and makeup wouldn't have helped me, dude. I was just like, I was one of the ugliest for people on television, dude.
But you know what? It was badass because she loved you and you loved her, and it was a badass chemistry you guys had.
She would talk to you like if you were her camarada. You know, one time she goes, "Hey man, why did you stay away for so long? You know, we need to, you need to keep hanging out with us."
Yeah, and I said,
those interviews were badass.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's some great memories, man. But I'll find the courage to watch the entire series, and Rally and I need to sit down and watch it.
We'll watch it with you if you don't mind. I'll watch it again.
Yeah,
I'll probably cry again, but you know.
Well, that's awesome. I'm just really happy that it's been done, and that it's available now, and we can see it for the rest of our lives, you know. And
25 years later, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Felicia's Celebrity News. 4
hours later.
Felicia's Celebrity News Hour.
Yeah. So now it's time for let me change up the music a little bit here.
It's okay, man. I'll do sports to some Selena songs.
All right, well let's do it then.
Whatever you want to put is cool.
Wait, hold on. Let me check.
No, Rally isn't asleep. I'm sorry.
Krabby said somebody go wake up Rally now.
Oh my God. Wow.
NFL. Films. Oh, and then Krabby Crab was pissed off, babe.
Oh no.
Why?
Because he said, "Why don't we have a stocking for El Diamante?"
Oh.
He said, "I think Diamante's on the west side, San Antonio, buying a stocking right now."
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get one for El Diamante, babe.
I will.
All right, let me see. Click songs. All right, here we go.
Your next TETERA Tuesday should be Selena.
So let's see here.
Oh, what's the? Let me update everybody on the Cowboys score.
Yes, please.
We have 27-10. Who do you think is winning?
Oh my God! Let me guess. The Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah.
27-10, fourth quarter with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Hey, are you gonna? Well, I guess I'll let you get into it. I was gonna talk about Dak, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
About what?
Because I saw Dak on the field in a crutch, and I just want to know what his.
Oh, he's
out.
done. Yeah, he's not gonna be back till next year. if he comes back next year. It just depends how quick he heals from the injury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Ron's Sports Report.
End the show with a bang, man.
Yeah.
Or try to, at least.
So we've got the scores here. Let me see here. Somewhere in here.
Pinches Cowboys. About the next year, man. Next year. Next year's our year,
Right.
man.
So they're losing 27-10 right now.
Yeah,
ladies and
8 minutes left in the
Maybe
fourth quarter.
next year.
So you don't even have to watch the game. Just watch us. Then.
Yeah, turn it off.
All right, so here we go. This was week 13 of 17, okay? Weeks.
No. How, I mean,
When's it going to end? In the middle of, at the end of February or
4
something?
more weeks and the regular season's over. Can you believe that?
So the Saints beat the Falcons 21-16.
Yeah. A lot closer game.
The Browns beat the Titans. Do we have film on that?
I believe we do. I
Yeah.
believe we do, James.
The
Which
Browns
one?
and the
Browns
Titans.
and the Titans.
That should be the second video, I think.
Yeah, it's
babe.
the second one.
41-35 was the final score.
Dude, the Browns were playing like a greatest team ever,
Yeah.
dude.
Their
running back.
running backs are doing well. Chubb is doing well.
Yeah,
Hunt is
Chubb's.
doing well. Chubb rushed for 80 yards and 1 touchdown. The story, though, was Baker Mayfield, the quarterback from Oklahoma. Great player. He has that Johnny Manziel, type of attitude. A lot of people thought he was going to be a bust. A lot of people, were hating on him that he's not, a great quarterback. But he shut everybody up. He went 25 for 33, 334 yards with 4 touchdowns. They were up early at half, 38-7. They were destroying the Titans and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry only rushed for 60 yards, and he had a fumble, which he hadn't fumbled in I don't know how many games. But they did make a comeback. The Titans did in the second half, and the final score was 41-35. So if they would have recovered an onside kick at the end, it would have been interesting to see if the Titans would have came back and won the game. But regardless of it, the Browns are 9-3. They're second in the NFC North. They're still behind the Steelers, who also surprisingly got shocked and lost last night.
We'll get there in a bit, yeah, for sure.
And the Titans, though, even with the loss, are 8-4 and are first in the AFC South. So it was a hell of a game, and it does look like, Dad, that the 18-year playoff drought is coming to an end for the Browns.
Number 70, dude, when he caught that ball in the end zone, dude, that was interesting to watch.
Yeah, man. The Browns were doing everything that they wanted against the Titans, surprisingly.
The Lions beat the Bears, 34-30. And the Bengals lost against the Dolphins. Dolphins on a roll, man, 19-7. They're pretty much, are they controlling the NFC or the AFC North?
They're still in the hunt. I know they lost. I want to say they lost last week, and they weren't doing that great against the Bengals, but they ended up pulling away at the end and won 19-7. And Tua is back at quarterback, so they're kind of going between Tua and Fitzpatrick. Tua had a thumb injury, but regardless of it, the Dolphins won, and they're doing well in the AFC.
Jaguars lose to the Vikings 27-24. That was a squeaker, man.
That game went into overtime, actually. Dan Bailey, the ex-Cowboy kicker, missed 2 field goals and the game-winning field goal. But luckily, they went to overtime, and he hit a chip shot to win 27-24. Dan the Beetle Bailey.
We've got some highlights on this next one. The Texans and the Colts. Man, that was going to be... But, man, I mean, the Texans played a tough game, dude.
They did, man. The Texans played a hell of a game, actually. Watson, again, put the team on his back, threw for 341 yards. Kuti, their receiver, went for 141 yards. Now that Fuller got suspended, it was 24-20 at half. The Colts were up. However, the Colts shut the Houston Texans out the entire second half. Only 2 points were scored off of a safety, and the final score was 26-20. Old man Phillip Rivers threw for 285 yards and 2 touchdowns. T.Y. came back and exploded for 110 yards as the Colts receiver. The Colts are first, and they're actually tied with the Titans in the AFC. So the story of the game, Rivers, 2 touchdown passes, and the Colts shut out the Texans in the second half.
Texans had a chance to win it at the end, and they fumbled the ball at the end zone.
Heartbreaker. Yeah, it was shotgun formation. The center hiked it, to Watson a little low, but he still should have controlled it. He dropped it, Colts recovered, and the look on J.J. Watt's face, man, was like,
dude, they would have made a major comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it was 26-20. If the Texans score a touchdown and kick the extra point, I mean, essentially they win 27-26.
What is it with the Colts that Rivers is having so much success with? I mean, he couldn't find it with the Chargers, dude. And
well, the thing about the Colts is that they have a better solid defense than the Chargers did. I know the Chargers had Bosa, which is a defensive end, who's an outstanding defensive end. But as a whole, the Colts defense is a little bit better. So if you have a defense that can keep you in games, you can build your offense to make it easier for Phillip Rivers because they have a better running game, I think. So you do a lot of play action, simple, play action passes, give him easy throws. He doesn't have to chuck it, 30, 40 yards down the field.
He's connecting.
Yeah.
He feels comfortable. I mean, he seems very comfortable with the team. And
they actually bring in Jacoby Brissett, their backup quarterback, whenever they want to try to push the ball a little bit, further down the field. But in the end, he's a veteran quarterback. He knows how to win. He hasn't been as risky this year as he was in past years with the Chargers as far as the interceptions go. So you got a solid coach. You got a solid staff, solid team. You put your veteran quarterback in position to win. And the Colts are doing well. I mean, they're first in the AFC South.
It's awesome. Raiders, they hold off the Jets 31-28.
Man. The Jets fired the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they did.
They fired him
right after the game.
I don't even think they let him back on the plane, man.
Oh, chale, bro.
Yeah,
Call a lift.
Yep, a 50-yard, not a Hail Mary, but he blitzed the whole team. They went to man coverage. Ruggs, the rookie wide receiver from Alabama, does a double move. He burns the corner on the outside for a 50-yard touchdown pass as the game ended.
That's crazy, dude.
Insane finish, man. DJ's very happy.
Yes, DJ, our cousin, man. He's a big Raiders fan.
Yeah, me too.
Giants beat the Seahawks 17-12.
Upset of the week right there. NFC East. You have the NFC East Giants taking care of the Hawks, and then you got the Redskins taking care of the Steelers.
Garrett?
Pinche Garrett.
Hingao. Rams beat the Cardinals 38-28. Patriots just demolished the Chargers. Patriots 45. Chargers ni fu ni fa.
Yeah.
We've got some film from that too. Why don't you play it, babe, man? It's the last video, but
45-0. Cam Newton only threw for 69 yards.
That's the only thing I don't like. It's like the Cam Newton show. I mean, this guy wants to do all the running. He wants to do all. He's like the only one playing, or what? What happened to all the? What happened? I mean, Brady used to spread the wealth around.
Well, yeah, but Brady doesn't. But Brady had Gronk, who isn't there anymore. He had Edelman, who isn't playing. I believe he's hurt. He's been on IR. Their defensive guys aren't there anymore, but I mean, they're getting it done. You still have Bill Belichick. They're 6-6. Cam only threw for 69 yards, but he rushed for 2 touchdowns. The thing about this game was the Pats scored 2 defensive or special teams touchdowns, I should say. So I think they were fumble recoveries, and the Chargers didn't do anything. The quarterback threw 2 touchdowns. Eckler only had 38 yards. Keenan Allen only had 48 yards. It puts them at 3-9 for the season. They're last in the AFC West, while the Pats are 6-6 and probably not going to make the playoffs, but they're still sitting in 3rd. But otherwise, just if you wanted to watch a shellacking, that was the game to see. A complete ass whipping.
And Cam runs like a running back. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, if he gets a linebacker in front of him, he's gonna try to he's gonna end up getting hurt,
guy.
man.
No, well, that's why he was out for a few seasons, because he would get hurt. But I mean, if that's the play, you got to listen to what Bill Belichick says and run the ball.
JC El Jefe Vasquez gave in $10 for Diamante stocking. So did Krabby Crab. Es todo tanto dinero para el Diamante, vato. El Jefito's large stocking. He's going to have the biggest sock. Le vamos a poner un silk sock. Vato, de esos que ponen para ponerse los Stacey Adams, tú sabes, los nice little silk socks. Le ponemos ahí. Or we'll make, we should try to find a stocking that's a Stacey Adams.
Looks like a Stacey Adams.
Yeah.
With the white tip.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be
and then you can
online tonight looking for one.
Yes, I will be.
You can
Producer Rally.
Yes, I will be.
You can fill it with ice cream.
All right.
Ice cream.
The Packers beat the Eagles. Thank you very much, even though I hate the Packers. 30-16.
Why do you hate the Packers? Rolling.
Because I don't like the Packers.
But why?
Because Dez caught it.
Good point right there.
And the refs were on the Packers side.
That's true.
But you can't hate on Aaron Rodgers, man.
And then the Frozen Bowl or the, what is it? The Ice Bowl. Remember that? It goes way back when, man. Cowboys and Broncos, but they beat the Eagles, and Eagles NFC East, so, you know.
There's actually quarterback
Cowboys.
controversy there. They gave Carson Wentz a big contract, and he might not be their quarterback anymore. They might go with the rookie Hurts from Oklahoma.
Dude, we might as well just, like, not even worry about them losing, dude, because there's no chance. If Cowboys lose tonight, it's over, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's been over the way that the Redskins kicked our ass, and then they went and beat Seattle last week. They're 2 games ahead of us. We're going to lose again tonight. The Giants won as well. So
We're done.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Redskins run away with the NFC East.
I wonder if they'll have the Super Bowl with no crowd like all the games.
I mean, I would assume so. I don't think that they can do it.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I haven't heard anything about that. The Chiefs beat the Broncos 22-16. Child's play for the Chiefs.
It was actually a tough game, but they do well. They
Washington beat the Steelers 23-17.
Yes,
Asústame one time.
Hell yeah.
And
now you hate the Packers and I hate the Steelers. Me engacho Big Ben Roethlisberger.
I don't like the Steelers either because they've got 6 Super Bowl rings, and if
Cowboys only got 5.
and I didn't want them to go undefeated. So thank you, Washington. Even though I hate Washington, pues hijo, so I hate everybody. No?
The Steelers were the Steelers were the worst undefeated team that I've ever seen. Their schedule was crap. It was super easy, and a lot of the games that they played, they were barely winning. So they were undefeated, but they weren't a great team. I'm glad that they lost, and I actually think that they're just going to snowball and they're going to collapse, and they're not going to do well in the playoffs either.
Because we can't afford them to win another Super Bowl, because then we'll
Hell
be
no,
2
they're
Super
not.
Bowls behind them,
They're
dude.
not. Their running game isn't great this year at all. So, and that's what their defense is awesome though.
And Washington, dude, golly, man, those guys are getting tough. They
Telling you,
they
I
change
told you
their
last
name and
week.
forget about it.
Yeah, the Steelers lost to a team with no name.
So did we. So did the Cowboys twice. The Bills beat the 49ers 34-24.
Josh Allen tore it up. He's the future right there. If there was no Patrick Mahomes, that would be a top rookie quarterback.
So that was all last night, ladies
week,
and gentlemen, those 2 games. So right now we're looking at the score once again with the Cowboys. It's the 4th quarter.
27-17?
Yeah, 27-17. And there's 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
So we still need two scores.
2 scores.
To tie it or to win it. So we'll see.
See how it goes.
Or we could do an 8. Stop dreaming, dude. Stop trying to be analytical with the Cowboys. No
a
la van a
touchdown and a
hacer.
2-point conversion.
Chingao. Qué dolor, pero como que era win, lose, or tie.
Cowboys
Dallas
till we
Cowboys
die.
That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you spending time with us Tuesday night. Want to thank our sponsors, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and for women as well. Make sure to go and give them a call if you want to get some testosterone or you want to get some Sermorelin, a COVID test, a flu shot. They've got it all there, man. And if you don't have insurance, they'll work with you. They've got some plans where you can make monthly payments. So it's Dr. T's Primary Care for Men in Harlingen and McAllen, 956-441-2188. Also, want to thank the law office of Rene A. Flores, hashtag DWI expert, 956-316-1991. Thank you so much to Rene Flores and Dr. T's Primary Care for sponsoring our Tuesday Night Live.
Yes.
And Ron,
don't forget the toy drive either.
Yeah, toy drive, $10 minimum donation. Saturday's the cutoff. And we're going to buy toys for the kids from the Edinburg Housing Authority, okay? And plus, we've got the ugly sweater contest, the ugly Christmas sweater contest.
I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited. I want to see all the ugly sweaters. Send them in. Text the number, send them in, and it's gonna be. That was a hell of an idea, Dad.
956-641-3241. Now, we have to do a show with our sweaters on. Okay, so
Yes.
All right.
So we need to figure
I
out.
have to get an ugly sweater.
Okay.
Ron, can you just lend me one? Do you have any?
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a sweater and put your face
I
on it.
knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say
Oh,
that.
my goodness.
I thought that's what you were gonna
goodness.
say.
Oh, real quick, since you guys can see the kind of relationship me and Ron have. We have an idea for a tattoo.
Oh yeah.
And we might get it, and we might vlog it. So
that'd be
we'll see if
awesome.
we get it, so
Yeah,
we can show you
that'd be
guys.
cool.
All right. Well,
Wanted
just
to share that little
show the
Yeah.
crying and everything. And
Little- We'll
know.
make it a PVT little special.
I don't know if Dad likes tattoos or not. I don't know if he's okay with us getting one. I don't know.
Well,
I can't tell.
I got a little bit of space left. All right. You all take it easy. God bless you.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. We'll see you Thursday, 6 o'clock. It's Throwback Thursday. Okay? And we play a lot of cool jams. Get you ready for the weekend. And then on Thursday night, it's the Rock and Chaz show. We got a couple of shows left. And then we're going to take some time off and be putting the best of because, we're going to get into the Christmas vacation. So make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Help us out. Hit the thumbs up. And tell everybody about the show because we're over 15,000 subscribers. And we were hoping to get there before the end of the year. And we did, thanks to you.
And thank you, Fish. Thank you, Fish, for coming back. It was good to have you back on. Rally, thank you for everything that you do behind the scenes. And Dad, thank you for having me on again. And thank you to the PVT family, man.
And follow us all on social media.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Cheers.